Hi, it's me. I've been wanting to do a video about this church program that I used to be in called Awana, and this is I'm not sure what the age range is. I think it's like pre-K to 5th and 6th grade, I think. I don't really remember because it's been that long. It was a while ago that I was in that age range. I'm going to read from their site their description of themselves because this Awana thing has been going on for a long time. On awana.org/about, it says, "What is Awana? For over 6 decades, the Lord has used the ministry of Awana to reach kids, equip leaders, and change the world. The changing truth of the gospel drives the same vision we have held all these years to reach children in every corner of the globe as we walk boldly to the future and continue to be used by God to help change the world." Okay, so I'm not going to use their website to describe them because I experienced them as a kid. They have ranks by age, and it's kind of like the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, where you wear a vest or a shirt with like a ascot, and you have like badges and little metal trinkets that you add on. It's kind of like it's like Boy Scouts, like church Boy Scouts. Everything is like Jesus related, or I don't know if it's in any other religion besides Christianity. My church was a Baptist church. I'm not sure if it was anything else because I don't have any personal experience outside of Baptist churches. Well, the first rank is Cubbies or Cubs. I'm not sure if it's Cubbies or Cubs. It was called both, and I don't know because I didn't really have any experience with this group after I got out of it, and I obviously didn't hang out with younger kids at church, just mostly my age group because we were separated by age groups. The Cubbies wear these blue and red vests that have a bear on them, and I'm not sure they did anything like critically thinking or anything like that. They just did drawings and learned about Jesus, like nothing serious. And then there's like first and second graders, I believe, were the Sparks, but we also called them the Sparkies, and they wore a red and white vest. And as far as I'm aware, parents had to buy these vests, and we had books that you read out of, and you memorize Bible verses and do like Bible study and stuff like that. And we memorized the books of the Bible, and yeah, I think starting at Sparks, we did a thing called Game Square, where there was a square painted on the parking lot at my church, right outside the nursery. And the sides were blue, yellow, green, and red. And you were divided up onto teams at the beginning of Game Square, and you play games. There's like, you can run laps around it, and whoever's team was the fastest wins points. I don't remember what we did with the points or what we won at the end of the night. It was on Wednesday nights, by the way. Every Wednesday night we would go to Awana's, and my parents would go to choir practice, or my mom would work in the nursery. Like we had church twice a week, sometimes even more than that when I was little. And we would all be right outside the nursery in the parking lot, running laps and like throwing bean bags and like playing various outside games that we could all be contained inside this square. And yeah, like tug of war and stuff like that. It was pretty wholesome, the Game Square part, because it wasn't necessarily religious, and it's just kids getting exercise. And we would, whoever won, I don't remember what we got, to be honest, when we won. It was just, you get the joy of winning. Anyways, we would do that starting at Sparky's. And I think after Sparky's, you go to the 3rd and 4th grade group, and that's when they split them off into, there's girls and there's boys. And the girls in 3rd and 4th grade would go to chums, and the boys would go to pals. And they wear these gray shirts that look kind of Boy Scoutish with a ascot, I believe. I don't really remember if the girls wore the ascots, but I do remember that the girls wore a gray shirt that you had to tuck into your pants, and you had like a badge right here that had like stripes and stuff on it, kind of military-ish almost, and you add little spearheads, like arrowheads, onto it, which is where it makes me kind of uncomfortable to recall because it's kind of appropriating Native American culture. And there were also Native American logos, kind of like sports teams, and they would have a picture of a Native American person profile on your gray button up scout shirt. And I don't know where that came into play because we didn't talk anything about that. And it was kind of just bizarre, and it makes me really uncomfortable because I'm not sure why. The pals had a Native American, I assume a Native American with a big feather headdress. The chums had a lady Native American with a headband that had feathers sticking up the back and a teepee, or I don't know what you call them, a wigwam or a teepee, whatever it is. I don't know, and I don't claim to know anything about Native American culture or history because I don't. And I don't know why they applied these things to a group of 3rd and 4th grade boys and girls. But anyways, that group also had a book, like a spiral bound book that you just go through and do Bible lessons and memorize Bible verses and books of the Bible and stuff like that. And after that, after 3rd and 4th grade, you go on to Pioneers and Guards. Pioneers is the group of boys, and Guards is the group of girls. And that's when it looks a little bit more back to the Boy Scout and Girl Scout sort of motif. And the Pioneers have a boat, I believe, like a big yacht-looking boat on their badge that you put on your gray button-up shirt with your ascot, or whatever it's called. And the Guards have a lighthouse on theirs. And yeah, it ends at 6th grade. At least it did when I was doing it. And it was just strange. And by the time it was over, I was basically just disassociated with it. It was not something that I considered, because for the most part, from my childhood up until 6th grade, it was something that I couldn't say no to because my parents wouldn't let me. And for every time that I could sit out from Game Square, I would. If they wouldn't find out, if the Game Square leader didn't tell on me, I would do it. Plus, if I could get away with not studying the booklet and memorizing Bible verses at home, I would do it. The only thing that I really cared about, because I like lists, is memorizing the books of the Bible, which I never even got all the way through. And after a while, it just frustrated me, and I gave up. Not that I would get anything for it. We had these things where they would have Awana groups from all over the state, the city. I have no idea how far the collection of groups went from my church here in Bakersfield, where I live. And they would go to these things. I'm not sure what they were called. The names, Bible Jam or Bible Drill and Bible Jamboree come to mind, but I'm not sure if those apply to Awana. We had a lot of things like that, though, when I was going to church, where you would go together and you would compete with each other and do Game Square stuff versus other churches' groups of kids in Awana. And it would be separated by age groups. The Cubs, the Sparks, the Pals and Chums, the Guards and Pioneers would all compete versus each other to do, like, memorize Bible verses. Like, you go up to a thing and you memorize a Bible verse on the spot. They tell you, first Bob 5:6, and they would just spout out the verse. And I don't remember competing in it. I remember watching it, and kids would get trophies and badges and various other stuff, like win tickets to get like free pizzas and stuff. Yeah, I don't remember winning anything. I don't really remember participating, and I hardly remember even what it was called. But I know kids won trophies for like memorizing all the books of the Bible, and yeah, and it was kind of like just a churchy YMCA meets Boy Scouts with a little bit of racism. And it was just so strange, and I feel like it's so culty. We had to memorize the Awana theme song, which I'm not going to sing because I highly doubt that I can get away with it, first of all, but secondly because it's churchy, and that's not me. So we would go to Game Square, then we would go separate into our groups with our scout leaders. I really don't remember. And we would do like a Bible study, and we would read our books, and we would get stickers and stuff for whatever we would finish a part of our little booklet. And then we would go all together upstairs in the church, and we would do here's what this group accomplished today. And we would get tallies marked off, and whoever had the most tallies won. And just at some point I was like, what do I get from all this? And for the most part, the only reason that I really did Awana was because I didn't have any other choice. And if I didn't do it, I would be very much in trouble. So yeah, and my younger brother and younger sister did this too. I feel like I could have done a little bit more research on it, but I think it's changed a lot over the years. Apparently now you can be 18 in the group, which definitely wasn't true when I was in it. It looks like it's all over the world now, and I really hope they're not using Native American images and logos, because yeah, they really shouldn't. Yeah, you still have to buy a membership to Awana. How redonkulous. One of the Reddit groups I'm in has probably a very old post about Awana 3 years ago, r/ex-Christian. Really good group, I love them. This person said, did anyone else spend years going to Awana? Our small Baptist church put on a weekly program. Whoa, so much brainwashing going on. Boys and girls for his service claimed, pledging allegiance to the Awana flag. I never understood why approved workmen are not ashamed, AWANA, approved workmen are not ashamed, was considered significant enough to be the acronym. What is an approved workman of God? Why would they be ashamed in the first place? Apparently it was just for Baptist churches, according to a lot of the comments. Another person on Reddit says, yes, totally did Awanas, but forgot what it stood for. Brainwashing could apply given the incentivized Bible memorizing, the loose military youth theme with badges and uniforms, turning faith into capital by earning Awana dollars for purchasing toys at the Awana store. I remember there being an Awana store when I was doing it. Yeah, the person that responded to them says, my church's Awana program didn't get tangible rewards for verse memorization. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it was for me, too. This person says, I was stuck doing it for the lulz. The only incentive they had for completing 10 years of the program, it was a $1,000 scholarship to the local Christian college. Oh yeah, this person did, Bible drills and Bible bees. They're memorization things like a smelling bee, but a Bible bee. You had to memorize and fart out all that information. It was redonkulous. This person says, I can't describe Awana to friends without them thinking I was straight up raised in a cult. Pledging allegiance to the flag and the Bible, literally memorizing the Bible every Friday night, getting fake money for doing it. How militarized it all was. Between the vest uniform and the fist pumping youth on the march. And the jewels and the crown pins. But yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. In my Discord, my friend is like, oh good lord, I don't need flashbacks to that BS. I still have uncomfortable memories of it. So yeah, it was kind of sucks that it's still a thing because of all the stuff I've already said. Just be careful when it comes to crazy culture church people, and protect yourself and protect your mind, and